Hey there, hope you're doing okay, and thank you so much for landing on this video. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. This week's video is going to be all things small business, where I talk about the products, social media, also different ways to post in the UK, because this really confused me at the start. Hopefully there's a few little bits in here that are little golden nuggets for you that you can use for your small business. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to speak about is the actual products. Now, for me, what I've learned is you've got to love what you sell. Now, if you're starting out on a new business, when you're coming to creating that product or whatever it is, don't stop until you hit the nail on the head in terms of the design or, the finished product, and make sure that you absolutely love it before you launch it or before you bring it out. This can take a long time, but I just feel that if you don't love the product, I just feel it will reflect somewhere. Now, if you're a small business and you've fallen out of love with your design or product, that is totally how I felt, and so I rebranded. And this is advice that I would give if you're falling out of love with your products, is do a rebrand or a redesign of your products. Start from scratch using all the knowledge that you've got and create something, and again, until you love it. So just to show you, my first ever products were these 5 cards with illustration on them. When I did my rebrand, I changed it completely. I went for something completely minimal, clean, and obviously I went for like the shiny foil stuff as well. So these are what my cards look like now. The matte prints, which are the most popular, and I'm soon going to be bringing out these little baby milestone discs. Social media. Now, this is such a big one for most small businesses, and definitely is for me. Basically, I generate my sales from social media. Some small business will do things like markets, or they'll sell their items wholesale and in other little independent shops, but for me, it's all through social media. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, YouTube. So I have quite a lot. Whatever I post on Instagram, it automatically posts for Facebook. A really big one for me is TikTok, and in fact TikTok is mainly how I generate sales now, which is insane. So this started out just me posting on TikTok. I would probably get, like 3-4 views, sometimes like 20 views, and I'm like, oh my god. And it just took one video that got over 500,000 views, and loads of orders came through, and I was freaking out like, oh my god, how do I keep up with this? I'm not used to this. I'm used to like a few sales. And yeah, that's basically, for me, that's kind of got the ball rolling, which is insane. And the thing is, once you get more followers on these things, I guess the more eyes on your products really. With TikTok, whatever I post on TikTok, I will post that in the Instagram Reels. Also, whatever I post on Instagram, I'll post that on Pinterest. So I'm trying to spread my kind of wings a little bit and keep the time to a minimum. Now, of course, YouTube as well is another one, and this is, I guess, a little bit for fun, because why not? I've always wanted to have a YouTube channel. I see a lot of people on TikTok where they're really sad because they've not got many views or many sales, but reality is it's not going to happen like that. It's not going to be a flick of a switch and you get loads of sales and all of that kind of stuff. For me, it's taken years to get to a stage where I'm now getting consistent sales. It takes a long time, and that's fine. You've got to be consistent with it, and you've got to keep pushing yourself, and you've got to keep being motivated to continue it and keep doing it and try different things and all of that. Okay, so some platforms off the top of my head where you can sell your products. Firstly, Etsy. Secondly, you've got Shopify, where you build a website and then the payment goes through there. Thirdly, not on the high street. You've also got things like Redbubble. Even Amazon have their own homemade or handmade section now where you can sell through Amazon. eBay, Depop. Also for cards, Thoughtful as well. That's another one. So they're all the ones that I can think of. There'll be loads more though, so definitely do your research. So the second thing I'm going to speak about is packaging. Now, this can be super expensive, so my tip for you is keep this cost low. A lot of people will spend a hell of a lot of money on the actual packaging, on all different things inside it, extra gifts and all of that, but if you want to make money on your stuff, you've got to keep that low. I see a lot of small businesses put so much effort into the actual packaging, which of course is important because it's the first impression, but sometimes I'm like, oh my god, how are they making money on that? Because yeah, it costs us a lot, and you want to put that investment in the products and a chunk of that into the packaging, but not all of it into the packaging. So keep that cost low. I have 2 sizes for my cards, and then for the actual map prints. For me to send the cards, it's loads cheaper because it's in a smaller envelope, whereas my map prints need a bigger envelope, which is classed as a large envelope, so this costs more. If you need 2 different sizes of packaging, go for it, because you want to save money. You don't want to put cards in this that cost more to send out. So when you're searching for packaging, you can get wholesale packaging. You know, you've got to buy 100 units of this thing. Now, when I was starting out, I was literally selling 1 or 2 cards a month, so I didn't need hundreds of it. And obviously that will cost quite a lot in one go. It might mean that you're paying a little bit more for a smaller quantity, but work out how much each one of these costs in that kind of package that you're doing. If, for example, it's a pack of 25 of these, work out how much each one is and then compare. Go on eBay, go on Amazon, go on all different wholesaler websites to find out what is the cheapest way for you to do it. Another thing as well, so if you've already got a small business and you find that it's not making that much money, or you want to cut costs a bit, change stickers for stamps on your packaging. This was from Stamps Direct. Yeah, so for the outside, that's all I do. Pop a stamp on it and leave it as that. My map prints are in like a plastic film to protect it while it's, you know, traveling, and I also put a backboard in here as well so it can sit nicely in the frame. Now, because of the sleeves being a little bit bigger than that, I just use stickers at the back. Because I've invested into my business now, it's been a few years, I actually make my stickers myself, which is a way cheaper alternative to actually buying them from somebody else. Now for me, my stickers, I use AA labels. Yeah, they send me those and I cut them, print them and all of that. So that's a way cheaper version. Before that, I didn't even put stickers on it. So I just left the stickers and just, yeah, popped it in. So for my cards, they come also in a sleeve, and I do put my logo sticker on there just because it looks more professional like this, and it's all nice and protected. Also, my vision of this is like if it was in a shop, this is how it would look with the kind of sticker and logo just there. So another thing I include is these little thank you notes, and this has changed over time with my business as well. So when I first started out, I'd literally just write it on like a scrap piece of paper, a little thank you note. You know, as I've got bigger, I've now changed it to this actual, you know, nice finished card, pre-printed. And for me, I changed them to pre-printed because I make everything from home. I print everything, foil everything. So I needed to save time on writing these and creating them. So I, did pre-printed, and that works out perfectly for me. Okay, let's talk about postage. There's probably loads more other ways, but these are the 3 that I know of. The first one is simply writing the address on the envelope and popping a stamp on it. The second one is Royal Mail click and drop account, and that can be integrated with things like Etsy, Not on the High Street, Shopify, all of that kind of stuff, where it already shows your orders and you just say, yeah, actually I want to click first class, and it will then allow you to print the label out on a printing label or a normal printer. Then you go and drop it off, get the proof of postage receipt, and then it's done. And then the third way that I know of is the post office drop and go service, where you get a little card, you go and take your envelope, you handwrite what the address is, you write on the top first class, second class, whatever, and then they sort out the rest out and charge your card. The formal way to do it is there's like a big long form that you fill out, but most post offices that I know, you'll just write the address, whack the first class, whatever it is you're sending it, and then they will do the rest. I've seen the drop and go mainly when people have loads of orders and they have those big grey bags. They're the ones that I see using the drop and go. Or I know that there's other services where Royal Mail will actually come to your door to collect it. I'm not too sure about that, but you can go and check that out. Okay, and some final little bits that I just think are super crucial for small businesses is firstly saying no. You can say no to things. When you're a maker or a creator, or some people will approach you asking you to go above and beyond what's expected, just because maybe they don't really know how things work. At the beginning, I would say yes to everything. If you do need to say no to someone, that's absolutely fine. You know, it's not going to damage your whole business or anything like that at all. Explain to that person why it is a no, or maybe explain what the process is and they'll understand from that. But also be clear, just say, sorry, I can't do that, or sorry, that's something I can't provide because of this, this and this. So this leads me nicely on being crystal clear with communication, whether you're selling your product or maybe the delivery process, all of that kind of stuff. Now for me, I've learned so much along the way. Setting the expectations as to what you can and can't do is super important. You don't want any confusion as to what you do or what you don't do, and then that can let people down, and you don't want to do that. So be crystal clear. For example, on the product details, like what are you actually selling? What will somebody get? All of those details of sizes, material, color, everything on the details. So the expectation is there. Of course, there's photos as well, but you still want to be crystal clear. If somebody has asked you to do something that's out of your remit and you're willing to do it, maybe you want to try this new thing that they've asked for, you know, set the expectation, say, look, this is going to take me this long to do, it's going to be these resources, this is how much it's going to cost. Be upfront. Sometimes you've got to be straight to the point with stuff when you've got a small business. Okay, so last little thing to talk about is when things go wrong. It's normal, you know, it's going to happen. It's a small business. There's loads of things that have gone wrong, from me testing my products out, or the design process, all of that. Firstly, be patient when things go wrong. Keep trying until you get things right, and it can take a long time, but you know, if you love what you're doing, you've just got to push through. When things do go wrong and it's out of your hands, so for example, Royal Mail experiencing delays, which happened to me recently, you've just got to be crystal clear with what are you going to do to fix that solution. You've got to think about, how would you feel if you hadn't had a product turn up, or if this went wrong, or whatever it is. You've just got to be empathetic to that scenario, be proactive and face it on. Okay, so yeah, that's everything for today. It's been a nice little chat. It's been like a proper little cozy chat. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you got something from that. If you have any questions about anything, please don't hesitate to drop me a message in the comments below or DM me. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in a few weeks. Thank you.